Sorry, let me. Okay. Thank you all for being here. I thought I would share a few comments about growing up local and the development of Pidgin as a literary language. So most of my comments are about Pidgin as it relates to being a writer. Okay? And I thought I'd start with reading you some quotes that have been important in my life and in understanding Pidgin and literature. Okay. So the first one, is Pidgin really a language exclusive to the stupid of Hawaii? Is it a matter of prejudice, skill, or inadequacy of vision that the Hawaiian writers championing the virtues of Hawaiian Pidgin cannot make the language work complexities, communicate intelligence, and perform magic? And this is from Frank Chin, 1991. Next one. This story has no literary merit. Speech tournament judge referring to beer can hat. That's just how some people talk. Second grader's response to a classmate's question, how come the grandmother in the play talk funny? So that's a lesson from the second grader, you know. And I was so grateful because I didn't have to, you know, I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to explain Pidgin. And second graders knew, you know. Here's one. But I can't talk the way he wants me to. I cannot make it sound his way unless I'm playing pretend talk haole. I can make my words straight. That's pretty easy if I concentrate real hard. But the sound from my mouth, if I let it rip out the lips, my words will always come out like home. Lovey from Wild Meat and the Bully Burgers, Lois and Yamanaka. Oh, the kid talk like one haole. Darrell Lum's father. Repeated throughout my lifetime. Hey, brother, you come down to Lippy's on Kapilani and Kalakaua. We get one good used car for you. And you haoles, come down because we get one guy speak haole. Lippy Espinda used car television commercial. So we come back to the title of my presentation. Pidgin is not capable of conveying the width and breadth of human emotion. And this was said to me by a UH drama department graduate student around 1972. Curiously enough, this was said in a class called Pidgin Playwriting, conducted by Dennis Carroll, and the graduate student was his assistant. So we come back to that idea and question whether or not it's true. And also to the wisdom of Pogo and Walt Kelly. We've met the enemy and he is us. So I'd like to spend the remainder of my time doing a little exercise if some of you are willing to play. And I thought I would show some common Pidgin phrases and let you help me determine if there are clues from Pidgin that help us to understand and define some core values in local culture. And here are some common phrases. And if you like, you can jot down your own response, but I would like to ask for some volunteers, and my lovely assistant, May Lum, will let you choose one of these, and let's see if we can figure it out. Okay? Volunteer? No volunteers. I'm gonna pick somebody then. Oh. So the volunteer will pick from one of the choices, and we'll try to figure it out, what it means Okay? So she picked what school you went. So what do you think?
Community. And community in Hawaii has to do with socioeconomic background. School spirit and rivalry.
Okay. Good.
Is that good?
Yeah, good. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta reuse my signs. So the first one is what school you went. Okay, and obviously it's trying to make a connection to each other. Stephen Sumida, scholar, likened it to a native Hawaiian genealogy by identifying yourself through your ancestors and through geography. And so when you think about it, asking the question, what school you went, I think the primary impulse is trying to make a connection to one another, okay? Sumida explains it as, at least in the native Hawaiian context, it's asking the question, how are we related? Okay. Now, you can argue the other side, right? What school you went? Oh, you went Punahou, right? Or you went, you know. But I would like to believe that, you know, it really is trying to draw a connection. Because even if you went Punahou, you're going to ask, you know my cousin? Yeah? He's a junior and he's playing, you know, he's playing baseball, right? So, I think there's something fundamental in that question that only we understand, you know, because you go to a mainland, what school you went, you're going to get, I went to Harvard, I went to, you know, and so we have, I think, a unique understanding of that particular message. Okay, next one. We need a volunteer. And she has, hey, you somebody, eh?
I guess it means wondering about who this person is.
Anybody else have more information? Hey, you somebody, eh?
You're famous. You must be famous. I recognize you.
You're famous, I recognize you. Okay? Hey, you somebody, eh? Right? And it's, yeah, when you recognize someone, not necessarily famous, but I think there's a certain kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, generosity of spirit and praise. You know, whoever you somebody, it can be the meaningless, what other people might think is a meaningless person, but he or she is important in some way. So when you say, hey, you somebody, is praise. And that's also, I think, an important part of who we are, yeah? Generosity and praise complements acknowledging achievement. Okay? Okay, we have time for a couple more, I think. Who wants to do one? Oh, back there. Oh. Are you making the lovely May Lum work hard? She has throw you off.
I'm just assuming that's probably like you're thrown off, you're confused maybe, or that's my definition.
Okay, good. Anybody else have their take on throw you off? Misleading? Oh, throw you off, eh? Huh? Throw you off. There's a tradition of the trickster, the joker, the jester, right? And that whole idea of someone trying to throw you off, trying to trick you, but at the same time there's a playfulness, there's a kind of message that we learn from the joker, right? Because in all cases, there's always a little bit of truth in the kind of the joke. Okay. Let's see. Who wants to do one? Oh, way back. Oh. And she has, yeah, but kidding. You have no idea. You want to have your friend try it?
Yeah, but what now? Like, what do we do now?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or like an argument, maybe like, yeah, you're right, but I'm right.
Yeah. Notice the willingness to negotiate. You know, when you're talking story and somebody says, you know, something and you say back, yeah, but, you know, and you have your own sort of opinion, right? So it's an indication of the willingness to negotiate. Okay, and same with Kaden. Okay, we'll do this and trying to find some middle ground. Yeah, does that make sense? And again, it's a sign of who we are, our willingness to find the middle ground. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Last one.
Okay, last one.
No talk stink, you might be related. Meaning, don't talk bad about somebody because you might be related to them in some way, somehow. Right?
Yeah, yeah, very good. Outstanding. Thank you. Yeah, and this one's kind of obvious. You probably have heard it before, and it's an indication of our acknowledgement that we live in an island community, that we have a responsibility to each other. It's not like we're not going to see that person ever again. Right? It's you probably will. Okay. There's a bunch more you can look up there and see if there's any particular ones that are interesting to you, or you can make your own meaning from any of them. Okay. Yes.
I want to talk story, because I'm Chinese, Hakka, Zhonghe, I'm Portuguese, I'm Hawaiian, Bala'au. So, talk story means long-winded.
Talk story means long-winded. Not necessarily. Notice, I think there's a.
Yeah, back pain.
Yeah, but. To me, I draw the distinction between talk story and storytelling. Okay, and storytelling is one way. Talk story, again, is a dialogue in terms of the listener and the speaker have pretty equal standing. And so it's a dialogue and trying to tell your story and accepting of, response. Okay? I think my time's up. Thank you all. You've been great.